Today I'm going to show you how I made this DIY mini pond out of scratch. This is only a week into the build and the plants have already taken over, so imagine what this is going to look like in a few months. So yeah, trust the process and let's get into this build. This is a tub that I'm going to be using to make the indoor mini pond. It's 90 litre, so it is going to be an upgrade for these platies, but we've just got to hope that it holds water. So I'm going to get it out now and fill it up with water. So yeah. Just cleaning down the tub now, and then we'll see if it holds water. So far it is, but we'll fill it right to the top just to see. I've left it overnight, and as expected, the tub holds water, which means we can now move it upstairs and start escaping it. So yeah. Just while I'm still outside, I've just been figuring out some of like the rock formations, like where I want the rocks to go. And I think this is what I'm going to go with. This allows me to put some plants here and maybe tie, I'm thinking, a cheese plant onto there that the roots go down into the water. And then we've got little caves here. And because this rock is wedged in, it's not going anywhere, so it's safe for the fish. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for something like this. So this is the tub next to the original tub, and you can see that it is quite a lot bigger, so it's going to be a nice upgrade for these fish. The original one isn't looking very good at the moment, to be honest, so it's in dire need of a rechange. So that's why we're doing that today. Looking like this, as you can see, it ain't going to fit in, so I'm going to have to move over this stand, which has got my little hermitortice on. New video about that coming soon as well, where I'll upgrade his enclosure. So I'm going to have to move this over. So before I do all that, I reckon I'm just going to escape it first, give it another wipe down, and then we can start moving it all over, because I don't want to disturb the fish in here too much. So right now I'm just rinsing off the main substrate that I'm going to be using for the enclosure. I went for this gravel material. It's like a mix of different little rocks, because it's got a lot of different colours in, as you can see. And also when it's wet, it looks quite nice, so it's going to be quite good against the black ponds, so it'll make a nice contrast. So yeah, I'm just rinsing it off to get off all the dust and stuff, so that the water isn't too cloudy, and then I'll go put it in the pond. So now I've got the gravel in there. I've also sort of added the back a little bit higher, so that I can plant some plants at the back here. So right now I've added more gravel, as well as these bigger stones that have just got some nice colour and things like that, as well as one here that's going to hold the sand and stuff up here, which will be a nice bed for planting. I've also added some slate as well, making some little caves and stuff down here for the smaller fish. So now I've filled it just under halfway, as well as adding a light, but this is not going to be the permanent light. I am going to order one off Amazon, one of those like overhanging ones, and I'll have to build a stand or something for it, which is okay, as well as I've ordered a filter to go here. But for now, I'm just going to go get some little mud and stuff that is going to be full of microorganisms, because I'll get it out of a lake, and then put some white sand over that and some white sand over here and things like that for the bottom feeders, as well as getting some plants to plant around here and things like that. So yeah, that's what we're going to go do now. So yeah. So right now I'm at this lake, and I'm just getting some mud from the bottom to put into the bottom of my pond. This is going to help us to get loads of little microorganisms and things like that, which is just adding lots of life and things to our enclosure. So yeah, we'll just fill this jar now with mud. I'll put it in the pond, and hopefully we get some nice little water life in these scoops. So yeah, I'm trying to avoid the duckweed though, because my last pond, the duckweed overtook it. So hopefully I don't get too much duckweed, but probably nonetheless still overtake. I'm also going to get some of this plant as well, because this takes over the pond quite nicely. I've got it in my other pond and it took over quite nicely. I'm trying to get some of the new shooting plants that will go and take over the tank. So yeah. Now I've added the dirt to the back section that I've built up before, and this is where I'm going to plant all the plants as well. This is going to be a nice section for the fish to like bury themselves through and things like that, as well as, you know, increase the biodiversity of this pond and make it its own little ecosystem. I've also got this plant that I've just picked from the existing pond, which is also going to go in, and this will take over nicely and make a nice little bush in here. And already I've found a nice little microorganism from the lake I'm trying to get him on my hand here. But this is a leech. And I've got these in my other pond, and
Right,
it all started sucking. See that? I've got these in my other pond, and they always come out when I feed and things like that. So he's going to be a nice little addition in there. And yeah, started sucking on my hand. Gone. So I've been away for a week on holiday, and while I was away, I just left some plants in here and just left this sitting with a little bit of water in. I've also got a light and filter now, which means I can fully get this pond up and running, and you know, fill it up with water and properly get scape in it, because this is not how it's going to look. This is just sort of a rough little setup at the moment, but once I've, you know, moved it into place and swapped those two around, it means that I can set up this light and filter and fully get this thing running, and then obviously get fishing. I'm going to go to the garden centre as well and get some more plants, because I want some sort of plant, like potted plant here, that's going to grow up and out, and just, yeah, probably get some other species as well. We'll just see what they have. But so there's a lot more to come on this pond, so yeah, let's get cracking on it. And now move this pond over here. So the light that I've went for is this overhang one, and although I could just put it on here like this, the plants will quickly outgrow the light. So I'm going to build a stand and have it around here, which I think that's a good height to allow the plant to get a nice full coverage, and allow the plants room to grow. So I found some pieces of wood that fit, but I want to make some modifications to these pieces of wood. I still need to drill this wood into this wood, as well as cut this down and drill this onto here. But I also think I'm going to paint this black, just so it better matches the my fish tank stand. So now I've filled up the water, and I've just been messing around with some of the plants that I've got. These are all plants that I've just took off other plants that I already have in my house and things like that. But I do want to go to the maybe pet shop or a garden centre and get some more aquatic species of plants, which I'm going to do in this video. Here we've got a cheese plant, we've got some pothos, we've got some itch plant right here, we've got some hornwort here, more pothos here, we've got some false watercress here, as well as a mint plant here, which actually kind of got buried, so I might have to put it up. That's the wrong plant. Wait, there it is. This is up and running and full. I'm going to get the filter on there now, get the filter running, just so the water gets cleaned. Hopefully it takes out some of these duckweeds and things like that. And yeah, we can just get it flowing so that we can eventually get some fish in here. So I made a mistake with the filter. It worked and everything, but to be honest, I just don't think it really looks too great. Luckily I've got a spare one, which is just like a normal one like this. I still need to put the head on it. So it's not the end of the world, but it's a little bit annoying because I did want a new filter. But I guess we'll just use one of my spares. So now we've got a less noticeable filter on the pond, I'm going to start working around some pots. I've got some plastic pots here, which are just normal, you know, plant pots. But I want to make them more, well, less noticeable when they're in the water. So I think I'm going to get some scissors and cut them in half, just so there's still space that I can put bricks in and gravel in that's going to hold the plants in place, but also, you know, isn't going to be noticeable when looking at the pond from above. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. So then I'm going to put things like this pothos into the gravel, and it's going to be like a nice potted plant. So yeah, that's what we're going to do now. I've also got this spider plant going in here, which I'm just going to place right there, and hopefully acclimates well into, you know, an aquatic environment, but we'll just have to see. So I've just pulled this plant off an existing house plant that I had, and I've just fed the root through the bottom there, put some gravel in, and I'm now going to put this down on here. So yeah, let's get doing that, and I'll show you what it looks like after. Okay, so right now guys, we're at the pet shop and I'm just picking out some plants for the pond. I want one that's going to kind of flower and that's going to stay quite low, because obviously we don't want it taking over and going over the light. So I think I'm going to go for this one. Otherwise maybe this one at the back here. What do you reckon, Kiana?
No, I like this one.
Yeah, and what else though? I reckon I should get another one.
I like this one as well. Or maybe this one.
This one. I think we'll get this one as well. look for one that looks full. Yeah, we'll go for these guys, and these should add a little bit of greenery and hopefully some purple into the pond. So yeah. So now I've added the plants, which is this one here and this one here, and I've also added some different ones that you haven't seen yet, like these purple flowering one. I've got this out of the lake, as well as this one out of the lake, which started to flower as well. This plant here also flowers, so once this is fully grown in and everything's, you know, filled in, we should have a lot of plants on this pond, which is going to be nice. A lot of purple, different colours and stuff like that. Purple here, as well as a lot of green. So yeah, I think it's looking good. And at the moment, it looks a little bit chaotic and a little bit messy, but you know, that's how nature is. The fish have got plenty of room to swim all throughout here and stuff. And as it's only platies going in, you know, they're going to enjoy that, especially the babies. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start draining the existing pond, getting out all this duckweed and things like that. Obviously moving the hide, and then we'll start catching my existing platies and get them in there. So yeah, got out the duckweed, and now I'm just going to give it to my fancy goldfish. These guys will eat this in a couple of days, and it's good little source of protein and extra, you know, food for them. So yeah, so after removing all the rocks and stuff, I found out so many leeches. I only put a couple of these guys in here, so they must have been breeding like crazy. I'll definitely put some more into new pond, but maybe release them outside or something, because I don't think we need this much leeches. Loads of them in there. And yeah, so now I'm just gonna go drain this some more, then get the fish out, and then move the fish over, and we'll put some of these guys in as well. So yeah, let's get doing it. So now I've got just some leeches and a couple of snails going in. Some of the leeches I've took out, as I said, because we don't want the concentration of leeches too high to the point where there's not enough food, so they start, you know, bothering my fish. I've only put in a couple, which in this big enclosure of all these hiding spots won't be a nuisance at all. So yeah, these ones will just go back outside. So now we've got one of my platies going in. I still can't find the rest of them in all the murky water, so I'll get those guys in a sec, but let's put this little guy in for now, as well as the Malaysian trumpet sail. Who knows where he shot off to be honest, I missed him, but he'll be in there hiding somewhere. So I've now got the remainder of the fish out, as well as loads of little scuds that you can see swimming around. We've got a couple more platies and loads of babies that you can see there. I made sure that I definitely got every fish out, and tried to get every scud out as well, to be honest, but obviously that's a bit harder. Now I'm going to pour these guys in, and then yeah, that's all the fish that I've got to put in there today. But obviously, with how much room we've got in here versus how much fish we've definitely got a lot more room. So I'll be posting another video in the near future, when I come back from holiday really, about getting more fish for this pond. I'll get some more platies, so maybe some corridoras, and see what else different pet shops have that are going to suit this pond well. So yeah, that's the fishing. So it's been a week now since I last picked up the camera, and as you can see, there's been a lot of changes to the pond. Not only have I painted this black now, which ties it in a lot nicer to my fish tank stand, the plants have also grown in amazingly, and all the house plants that I added have surprisingly done very, very well. The only plant that did not make it was the one that I brought from the garden centre, funny enough, and the one that was here. But to be honest, I think it looks better without it, so everything happens for a reason. Now this is the end of this video, but I just want to say thank you so much for watching it to the end, and thank you for the support that I've been getting recently. I'll post a new video very soon about getting new fish for this pond. I'll definitely get more platies. I want to get some maybe corridoras or hill stream loaches. I'm not sure yet, but I'm definitely going to get a couple more fish for this and a couple different species for this pond. Hopefully by the time that comes around, the plants have grown in even more and this pond is looking even better. But yeah, until then, I'll see you guys later. Make sure you subscribe, because as I said, I've got a lot of videos coming along. Not only fish related videos, videos on chicken pens and getting new chickens, videos on upgrading my bearded dragon enclosure and building him a new one, upgrading my Herman tortoise, just a lot of videos to come along. So make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss them. And until then, see you all later, and thank you for watching.